And I just wanted to briefly frame this story. This story is about Darlene Collier. She was raised on the farm in rural Mississippi. And when she was 3 years old, her mother died. And when her mother died, her grandfather became their primary caregiver. But by age 10, he died, and the five children were left uh, without a real caregiver because her father had substance abuse problems, and her grandmother was old and very, very sickly. And this is the point where they began to struggle to eat because they had no one to really take care of their daily needs. Darlene says, we were like a bunch of little dogs with no guidance and nobody to help guide us in the right way. Little things that normal people considered a part of their daily life were not a part of our regular lives. We ate meals when we visited our relatives and on special occasions at church. In those days, most families had a special Sunday dinner every week, while other families were enjoying fried chicken, collard greens, yams, and cornbread. We were eating cold cuts and crackers, a dough bread and syrup. Her brothers, who were a little older, used to make the dough bread and the syrup. Darlene continues, I remember being hungry one day, and there was no food at home. So we went down to some white folks' house, and we knocked on the door, and a white lady came to the door. This is all five of them, their children. I said, ma'am, if you got any food, could you give us some of your food? When she came back to the door, she gave us some old burnt up pizza. Thank you, ma'am. We sure do appreciate the pizzas, I said graciously. You welcome. Wish we had more. And Darlene continues that they ate the pizza, and she reckoned it swelled up in their stomach because they were full that night. And a little after this, Darlene was touched inappropriately on the farm because they didn't have a lot of supervision. They were walking around a lot and um, getting into things. And she told her great aunt who lived up the hill on the farm. And her aunt Marilla called the welfare department, and they were removed from their home. This is 1965. So the state of Mississippi, the judge decided to send the children to live at Oakley Training School, which is a reform school. Well, unfortunate for them, their access to education was really, really low. Because by the time they all left Oakley Training School 3 years later, their great aunt came and got them and took them to their home. Um, she ended up riding the little yellow bus, and neither one of them graduated from high school. But just recently, we were at a book signing, and some of her friends were acknowledging that even though she was less educated, they were very proud of her because um, she has accomplished more than they did, and they were more educated. But it seems to me that um, their poverty was because they had and hunger problems was because they didn't have proper parenting. And just want to read you the last paragraph that she wrote. Um, but I do want to mention her daughter. Uh, the reason why this book is named Married to Sin is because she married into a family where uh, her husband, her in-laws, some of them were sexual predators. Her daughter Renee was raped by four members of her family.
Wow.
She has still not healed. But this is what Miss Darling says at the end of the book. We must fight even when it seems useless. We must repent and forgive to free ourselves from self imprisonment. Every tree has a root. We must dig deep to find the root of our problems in order to redeem ourselves. Redemption gives us opportunities which allow us to blossom. Defeat renders darkness upon us, but achievement gives us a beacon of light. Thank you.
Wow. Powerful.